Got to the marsh at 2:45, 8 other rigs, and we're in the lead. Been scouting that hole for about 2 weeks.
Yeah. What is up, Wisconsin? Welcome to Raised in Wisco. You're listening to 1510 AM WAUK 101 FM, The Shaw. Raised in Wisco. I'm your host, Joel Clayfish, alongside co-host Danielle Fairman. What is up, Danielle?
Did you say 1510 a.m.?
Yeah.
Isn't it 5:40 a.m.?
5:40. Oh, my gosh. You know why I said that?
Why?
Do you know why I said that? My first job in radio in my life was at WAUK. And WAUK's call numbers were 1510 AM WAUK.
Oh, so you're having a little flashback
I had a little, it must have been the mushrooms I ate in college. You know what? I'm joking about that. 'Cause the only mushrooms I ever ate in college were like portobello and whatever I cooked
and
with.
whatever was in the can.
Nothing actually extremely fun. My roommate, Matt, however, on the other hand, that was a different story. That's a story for a different show. He was the Lizard King. He can do anything. Oh. How was your week?
My week has been busy because it's been so hot outside with working construction.
Yeah, well, it's hot for anything, but if you have a job outside right now, it is smoking hot. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you, Anastasia, how was your week? You've been pulling yeoman's duty, haven't you?
I have, Joel. I have been kind of living out of the Waukesha studio these past couple days.
Yeah, and you're helping Crude out on the Devil's Advocate show and everything like that. Well, a heartfelt thank you to you for all the work that you've put in and still caring enough about Raised in Wisco and the tenets of getting the great outdoors into the minds and souls of the great citizens of Wisconsin. So thank you, Anastasia, for showing up and helping us out.
She only comes to the show because of Bandit, right?
Well, you know, I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly okay with if she comes to the show for the dog. That's just fine. I mean, why do you think we bring the dog to the fishbowl? We're at the fishbowl right downtown Waukesha. Swing by and say hi if you want. You can tap on the window or even walk right in.
With food.
Here's the thing. You talk about how hot it is right now.
I do.
And my brother-in-law, we live next door. We share property in the back, and he is already out planting food plots right now. So we say it's the middle of summer, and whenever I bring this up, my wife gets so mad at me. She says, I say after June 21st, the days start getting shorter.
They do.
And you can already tell it, and every once in a while in the evening, even on the hottest days, you can get that little scent of fall in the air, that little feeling of fall coming. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, we are now, so what is it, July 20th today? We are now less than 2 months. Geez. I
think I posted 40.
We are 1 month
days.
and 11 days from the opening of goose season.
I know.
Oh,
September
my
1st,
gosh. I just got goosebumps.
It's sneaking up.
Do you get goosebumps? I mean, do you just call them bumps when it's goose season?
Speaking of dad joke.
I know. I can't help it. It's all right. People love my dad jokes. I do not. I know that I look like a svelte 35-year-old man, but I am in reality 52 years old, which makes our guest one of the cool things about having our guest today is we're going to talk about this. I'm 52 years old, but that does not stop me from hunting geese 5-6 days a week. And I'm out there, I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning, hitting the field and setting up decoys, hauling the gear back and forth on the fields because more and more farmers don't care for you to drive on their fields, which is understandable and fine.
Oh, yes.
And getting that work out. But I can't give it up. And we are lucky enough, Danielle, we're lucky enough to have one of the premier goose hunters in the state of Wisconsin joining us today. I don't even know if he knows that.
I'm excited that see, this is what happens in the waterfowl industry. People let you know who they know. Like I asked another person, I'm like, hey, do you know anybody I can bring onto the show that has great knowledge and can be able to
let's not
talk to
blow
us?
his head up too much before he dispels that great knowledge on the air.
The
Danielle.
schmuck over here. Is that better?
There you go.
Yeah, perfect.
The schmuck over here.
Greg Brinkman. Greg Brinkman incites fear in the hearts and minds and souls of everyone who wants to try to get permission on a goose field. Because this guy, and I know him, I have I have a parasocial. Do you know what a parasocial relationship is? That is like what everybody has now because we feel like we know each other because of the social media. We literally feel.
True.
I have a parasocial relationship with Greg Brinkman. And that means that I feel like we've met, like I know him because I see his posts. I know he's a dog guy. I can tell you that. I know that he is one hell of a goose hunter because he's out in the fields. And I know he's got a high degree of success.
Did you look at his face? Sorry, we're going to be talking all about you right now real quick.
You'll get
to
your
you
turn to talk, Greg.
Did you see all the freaking pile pictures?
Piles
in
make
timber?
smiles.
You were hunting in like flooded timber or something?
Yep, down
I want
south.
to do that so bad.
Yes. Greg Brinkman
bad.
travels to hunt, which I also appreciate. You know that I love traveling to hunt. I love traveling to hunt big game as well. But my heart and soul belongs to waterfowl and turkeys, to the birds of the state of Wisconsin. And I have so many things I want to talk to you about because I want to dispel some rumors about, well, not about Greg, but about those of us who who have so much success in the waterfowl industry. I mean, our group last year we killed and ate more geese than we ever have. It was a stellar year, and everybody thought it was going to kind of be an off year. Seems like the migration shifted slightly. We had a little less water than we did the year before, but the year turned out to be absolutely stellar last year. And what I want to know, if you had to put it, Greg, into one term as to what is the most important key to waterfowl success, what do you think you'd say it was?
Scouting.
Yep.
Scouting. That's hunting. Showing up on the day where the birds are going to be and sitting on the X, that's killing. That's shopping. That's when you're going to take the meat to the table. But I have to tell you, did you know the average person who gets a waterfowl license in the state of Wisconsin shoots 2 items of waterfowl per season?
2?
2.
Well, more for us, I guess.
The average person who hunts waterfowl, who gets the tag and hunts waterfowl, shoots 2. The average person.
But why are they only shooting 2? What was the reason? Did they shoot 2 and be like, okay, I got this, I'm happy with this, I'm going to stop? Or is it because they're just unsuccessful?
I think it's a combination of things.
Like,
what
who are these people?
Greg?
Give us a call.
I think you just, you put in the work and you get the rewards. That's basically what it comes down to, with scouting and all that stuff, Now, I've heard 90% of the birds are killed by 10% of the people. I've heard that before, and it kind of makes sense with, what you just said.
I don't know if it breaks down that methodically or
right,
because that's like a saying.
Yes,
but I'll bet you it's damn close to that.
Yep.
I would bet money that it's damn close to that, and I'm going to tell you why. You got a guy like Greg who's probably killing 400 geese himself. Not talking about his crew. He's probably killing 200-300 geese, whatever near the limit is, 3, 4, 5 days a week, right? I'm killing hundreds of geese. You're killing probably 100 or more geese, right? So think of all the people who buy the license in the state of Wisconsin and kill zero geese. If the average is 2 and you've got hardcore waterfowlers out there killing hundreds, think of how many people buy that license and then never have the joy of it. And I think that
It'd be heartbreaking.
Well, I don't know that
but
it's
they're also still
heartbreaking.
experiencing that great outdoors and hopefully getting to know other hunters out there and knowing what the reasoning is behind what we do.
Yeah, of course. But I think I think the reality of it is that a lot of people who call themselves hunters, who say they want to be hunters, they don't want to put the actual work into hunting. But I'm going to tell you this. It's not that hard.
It is easier for me to find deer hunting land to hunt deer than it is to find waterfowl fields. 'Cause
Really? That blows my mind.
I am terrified to go not gonna lie, my hands are like sweaty already to go talk to a farmer to hunt waterfowl on their land. Like
really?
that one land that I talked to you about before that
is diametrically opposed to my experience.
No,
that's 180 for me.
That's what Bill always says. He is just dumbfounded by it. He's like, how can you just walk up to somebody and talk about hunting and then all of a sudden you end up getting 40, 50, 60 acres to hunt deer. But then you
What
can't go
in
to this farmer that has hundreds of geese in the field, like at that point in time. Because then I feel like, well, I'm imposing on him and all this kind of stuff. I have to use his land. I have to use this. I don't know. I'm trying to convince myself.
I'm going to tell you this.
I have one land. I have one piece of property for waterfowl hunting. That's it, and I am happy. I'm going to stay right there.
I'm going to tell you this, Danielle.
Like, my palms are sweaty.
Okay, instead of having sweaty palms, you should put your palms together and thank the dear Lord that that's how it works out for you. Because
Yep.
Greg will testify, and I will attest to the fact that I'll go higher. I'm going to go 24 out of I'm going to go higher. 49 out of 50 people who give you permission to hunt are going to let you hunt geese or turkeys.
Yep, that's true.
before they're going to let you hunt deer.
So
Yes.
turkey property is perfectly fine, but
Deer is the holy grail of Wisconsin.
There's a lot more people that hunt deer than waterfowl.
I have
at least
more-
in my experience.
Not
I mean,
your
No, for
experience.
me-
The
Yeah.
numbers tell the
I mean, it's
story.
Wisconsin.
well, I also think it's because when I go up there, I'm usually by myself and I'm already terrified, and I'm like, "Hi, I don't even know how to talk to you about letting me hunt on your land about waterfowl." With turkey, it's fine. They're all like, "Yeah, if you want to come back for turkey, no problem." But when it comes to waterfowl, I'm like, they're like, "Well, is it just you? How many people you're bringing?" They're asking me all these questions, and I'm telling them, and
My experience.
then it's just like, well, no, sorry.
Part of it is if you're a landowner and you're a farmer, and Greg, please jump in here because I want to learn your experiences in this regard as well. Part of it is that farmers, obviously, they don't want a constant parade of people traipsing in their land or driving in their land. So if they've already given, if there's a field with hundreds of geese in it, chances are you're not the first person to stop and ask. That's the tough part, becoming the first person to stop and ask. And secondly, I don't know any farmers who love geese. I don't know any who even like them. In fact, most of the farmers I know see every animal that they don't own as something that's eating into their profits.
Yep.
So, but they've already got cousins, brothers, daughters,
Twice removed.
sons who are going to hunt the deer. All right, we're done with this. We're going to come back. Greg Brinkman and I are going to talk about pile picks. How important are they? When we get back on Raised in Wisco. Talk about pile.
Damaged goods, I'm complicated. I sure do know how to tell a lie.
Welcome back to Raised in Wisco with Joel Clayfish and Danielle Fairman on 540 AM WAUK 101 FM, The Shaw. And check us out across all Civic Media on the weekends at 11 o'clock. 13 stations, Danielle, across the great state of Wisconsin. Look at us grow.
And
It's
then you
pretty
can listen
awesome.
to us on Spotify and Apple. Better yet, give us a call.
Yeah, Danielle knows all those fandangled
Yeah.
intranet stuff.
That slang. What's our phone number, Joel?
That's not funny. I never remember our phone number.
This is our
I know it starts with 847 though, doesn't it?
844
844
967.
967.
I've seen you looking around the room looking for it.
It really should. 2789. Give us a call if you want to talk. Hearty shout out to our loyal listeners, the Kennedys out in Oconomowoc. I can't, so I have to just sideline this story real quick.
Okay.
So Aiden's birthday was Monday.
Oh,
Okay.
nice. Happy birthday.
Aiden's birthday. New hunter took him out for the first time turkey hunting in the fall.
Yeah.
He got a hen. Then I took him this spring and he got a super Jake,
Nice.
between a Jake
Yeah.
and a Tom. And he was so excited.
Awesome.
And so for his birthday, his parents bought him, and I chipped in a little bit to get him a shotgun, to get him his first gun ever, right? So we go to Cabela's, and we're looking at the guns, and we kind of had our hearts set. I mean, you can get like a really decent pump action shotgun for like $350.
Yeah, they ain't much.
yeah,
Like
ain't
a
too
really
bad.
good one,
Yeah.
like a Winchester SXP, or
Nobody wants a pump action anymore. So
Well, I I'm of the school of thought that your first shotgun should
start
always
with one.
be a pump
Yep.
action.
Mine was.
Yeah, mine was too, but I think it also teaches you, when you got that semi-auto and you're shooting waterfowl, it's pop, 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 and it's done, those 3 shots. When you have a pump, you're forced to acquire your target. Target acquisition is forced to you reacquire your target. It's also a basic gun to learn the basic principles, and it's a very safe firearm because it's not every time you press the trigger a shell's going off. You got to reload it with your left hand or your right hand. You got to reload it with one of your shooting arms. I just think it's a great way to start. So we go to. Did I just say Gander Mountain before?
No, you didn't say
No, I think
Cabela's.
okay. You
I
said
did
Cabela's.
say Cabela's?
Yeah.
Okay. That would have been
I
very weird.
hate Gander Mountain.
Well, they don't really
Yeah.
exist
Yeah,
anymore.
They're
So
kind of gone.
Yeah, good.
So-
They deserve to be gone.
we went. Jeez, Danielle.
Oh,
I
it's a very
hating on the
hateful.
Claws
Gander
are out.
Mountain. Holy cow!
I call you
Don't
out,
get
Gander
on-
Mountain.
Don't
You and
get
your
on Danielle's
employees.
bad side, I guess.
Rawr.
So we go there and we look, and we're kind of settled in on the Winchester SXP, and the guy John who was helping us at the gun counter, great guy, couldn't say enough nice things about him. We're about ready to go and start going through the background checks and all that stuff, and he says, "Wait a minute,
Oh.
we just had a deal. There was a distributor an organization that went out of business, and we bought all their guns. Now their guns have to be sold as used guns."
Oh.
So we ended up getting he brought one out. He's like, "Let me see if there's anything that fits what you want." He brought out a Benelli Supernova, 3.5-inch gun in full Realtree camouflage for $360. So the kid ends up with his first shotgun being a Benelli Supernova. I mean, do you think that made his birthday?
Oh, yeah.
It's a sign that he is meant to be.
I think
living
it's a
this
sign too,
lifestyle right
because
now.
not only is he now hooked on hunting, but he gets this beautiful first shotgun that will last his
Gorgeous.
life, his children's lives, and everything else. So anyway, yeah. Now he's going to have to. He's noticing animals in fields he drives
old is he?
by now. He's 21.
Okay.
He's 21. So, but we've made a new hunter out of him, and now he's a gun owner and a safe gun owner. It's just awesome. And we're almost done with the second segment. It's crazy. So we were talking about scouting and getting permission. I think one of the biggest. I think there are 3 types of waterfowlers, and Greg, I'll be interested to hear your take on it, and Danielle.
The snacker, the sleeper, and the scouter.
Well, that is to a large extent true, but I think you got the guys at the top of at the apex is the men and women who aren't afraid to ask permission. They're the ones who scout, and they'll knock on a door, and they're not afraid of being told no. I think that's the apex, because when you control the field, you control the hunt, right? If you have the fields, you have the hunts. You're the apex on that. Then the second level of people is the people who have the equipment. The decoys, the layout blinds, the firearms, the stakes, the trailers, whatever it takes to put on the show for the geese, right?
Yep.
And then you have the third level of people, and those are the ones who don't like to knock on a door. They don't own the equipment, but they'll bust their hump in the field for you. So they're the ones who will show up. Now, if you really want to have a crew and be like the apex waterfowl hunter, you're the guy who gets the permission, does the scouting, has the equipment, and busts his hump in the field. And I think that is what I try to be when I hunt, and that's probably why people invite me when I don't have a field, because
There's always something to
I
offer.
have the other 2 things. How do you think that breaks down between hunters?
Yeah, I think you pretty much hit it right on the head with that one. All 3 of those things are crucial, and that's what I kind of surround myself with. A lot of my hunting buddies over the years, we all put in the effort, and it shows. Just get under the birds and put out a good spread and stuff like that, and it works out.
I think what you just said kind of hits on it too. In reality, is those people who do all of those things end up gravitating toward each other.
Definitely.
But if there's any advice I can give you out there, if you want to be a new hunter, you cannot be those 3 things as a new hunter.
No, you
got to ask somebody to go with. But if you go, all it takes, and I always say, hey, I don't need to go to Planet Fitness. This is free exercise,
And
right?
it is exercise.
And it is exercise. Be the guy. If you want to learn how to waterfowl hunt, you want to be part of the waterfowl hunting culture and you want to learn it, I guarantee someone will take you because we love interested people.
Definitely.
Yeah, start
But
off by busting your
go
hump.
and
Get out
bust
there.
your hump and be the first person to put out a decoy and the last person to pick one up. And pretty soon, you're going to be part of that crew. We'll be right back on Raised in Wisco. You're listening to 540 AM WAUK 101 FM, The Shaw with Joel and Danielle. We'll be right back.
The preacher man says it's the end of time, and the Mississippi River, she's a going dry.
Country boys and women will survive. I almost said boys and girls. I don't know what I can say anymore in this
You can
modern
say
era.
that.
I'm not sure I can say anything anymore.
It's like we can talk about how easier it is for women to go probably get permission to hunt.
No,
on.
you can talk about
I
that.
can talk
Let's
about
talk
that.
about that, Danielle.
Okay, let's talk about
Do you think there's a
Welcome back
difference-
to Raised in Wisco.
Yeah. Welcome back. Greg Brinkman, international goose hunting celebrity, has joined us in the studio. Do you feel like a celebrity of goose hunting?
Right now, I do, and
Wisconsin?
the way you
really
keep building
should.
me up, yeah.
See?
Kind of,
It
but,
makes sense to come on the show, doesn't it, Greg?
yeah,
You had no idea how awesome I was, did you, before this?
not a clue.
See? You
knew how awesome I was,
just,
right? Duh.
You had to just guess by Facebook, but now you know the awesomeness that is Joel and Danielle
Yeah, and-
in a cubicle talking into
I mean,
microphones.
I feel like today was Blue Day. We didn't really.
I missed that
You didn't
memo.
hardly-
But
Yeah, I was miserable. I started out this morning at 5:30 a.m. in a suit and didn't get it off until 6 o'clock and so I changed into comfy clothes. So
I would
if
too.
you are watching on Facebook or checking us out over the intranet,
Try that.
internet, over the internets, the webs, the interwebs.
Oh, we're live on WAUK Facebook page as well as my Facebook page.
Oh, that's
Danielle
cool.
Fairman. Look at us. Say hello, everybody.
Good idea, Danielle.
But yes, so for
What's up?
theme,
I can't stand profile shots. I look so fat.
stop doing that.
It drives me
the
nuts.
camera adds 10 pounds, right?
Well, that's what they say. But actually, if I'm like just here up, I look fine. It's my belly that I can't. That's what's so cool about radio. Because if you have a face for radio, you don't have to
You
worry
got
about it.
body.
But that's not even true anymore. You can't have
Body-
a face for
body
you're on
radio.
radio, and we're on the. On the
Facebook,
civic media,
Zoom.
Facebook,
Yep, there's cameras all over the
Danielle's
place.
Facebook page. I mean, you can't even be rude and crass during the commercials
Yes,
anymore.
you can.
No, you can't
We
because
need
it's
to
all on
stand-
Facebook.
We need to stand tall and say no to those snowflakes. You will not rain on my parade.
Yeah, I was just
will
going to
be
say, I'm not
mean.
a very politically correct person, but I do try to be sensitive to other people's feelings and on some kind of base level. I don't think that's being a snowflake. So why do you think Danielle's theory is that when it comes to asking permission, that you get a higher probability of getting a yes if you are a female.
I do believe that, which not true in my case with waterfowl, but with the deer hunting, I feel like it's easier. For one, we have a different tone of voice, and people don't want to see the disappointment in our eyes when we
When you're
get
told
sad.
no.
Yeah.
Really? You
And
think that's
just
it, huh?
maybe people look at us as their sister or their daughter, or how would they want their daughter to feel in the situation. Just like at
I
work.
feel like I'm allowed to say anything.
I think every individual person has a different, they give off a different vibe, whether it's a guy or a girl,
I think you're absolutely right, too. I think one of the reasons that, I don't know, I get a lot of yeses. I do. I get a lot of yeses. I will say that on average throughout all the years I hunt, I would say I probably get a yes 3 out of 5 times.
That's impressive.
2 to 3 out of 5 times. But I think
And I also think the area you're in has a huge factor in that.
Oh, yeah.
no question. I was just
Yeah.
going to bring that up. Now, Greg, where's the area you hunt mostly?
Southeast Wisconsin, outside the big cities.
Yeah.
So, and it's rough. It's hard to get.
It is rough, but I'm going to tell you something that I certifiably think makes a difference.
What?
Not women, not men. And I'm going to tell you why I think
Bring in pot pies.
why I think that I do have potentially more success than a lot of the guys I hunt with, and I think that is just age.
Yep.
I think being a 52-year-old
Maturity.
man,
Yeah.
well, and by the time you're 52 years old, I think folks are thinking this person's not going to. They're going to respect my property.
Yeah.
They're going to ask. They're asking out of sincerity. They're 52.
Right,
They're not chasing. They're not chasing sky rats because they don't have a job and just want to chase sky rats and shoot guns and leave casings in the field. So I think one of the reasons that I have better success is because I started hunting at age 38. I was already right on the brink of being 40 before I started asking for permission. I think that has a huge thing to do with it.
I think you're
is
right.
When
Yeah.
an older person comes to my door, I'm more likely to say yes to an older person because they're more established in their life by that point.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to
100%.
respect other people's property. But I will say, dress at least. I agree with you guys. Dress, when you're in work clothes, you're showing the people you're asking that you have a work ethic.
Yep.
You have a career, not just, a job. And I think those things mentally translate to people, even if they don't outwardly think that. They're thinking, well, this person's a responsible person. And ultimately, we are blessed beyond belief here that other people let us onto their land with loaded firearms
Yeah.
to shoot stuff. Think about that for a minute.
Yep.
What an absolute blessing that is.
Can't thank them enough.
It's
And to thank them, this is one of the things I always feel that I need to offer is like I can help you stack hay. I can help you. I can cook this
I've
for you.
been there,
So do
senorita.
you guys offer anything? When
Always.
You, like
Yeah.
right away. Do you be like, hey, my name is Greg. I live in this area. Can I hunt here? Like, how do you?
yeah, what's
how
your
do you
ask?
start
Let's
it?
hear your ask.
Oh
Greg.
man, you're asking. I can't give away all my secrets.
just
Don't
give
give away all
give
your
us- give us,
secrets,
like,
but
Two bullet. Like, is it
No,
weird
you
that
just
I wanna
introduce
say,
yourself and honest with them and upfront, and just be polite. I mean, it's
yeah,
straightforward. Just
respectful.
yeah, you want to, you want their respect, and hopefully they let you hunt and you give it back to them.
Do you offer like, hey, I'll shoot like 12 geese. Do you want some geese or do you want some fish? Do you like?
Yeah.
Do you feel?
I will
like,
say,
do you
like,
feel
usually-
obligated that you have to offer them something?
Yeah.
Or is it just
Yes and
me
no,
being
I
a
don't know. I
female
guess
that I feel
I
like
think
I need
every-
to offer something.
I think every situation's kind of different. You'll get that vibe from the farmers.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
for the most part, if they want some geese or some meat, they'll let you know right up front. They'll be like, hey, if you get one, drop it off up here. And you always got to do that.
Oh yeah.
I think you know my secret, Danielle.
Pot pies and your charming personality.
Goose pot pies. It is an old omen, and it is true today as it ever was. The best way to someone's heart is through their stomach.
Oh yes.
And that is a fact. And it's man,
Jack.
woman, or child. And I make goose pot pies, and I'm not joking with you. They are the bomb. They are so good. I could eat like an entire one myself every time I start eating them.
For
They're
as long
so
as I've
good.
known you, I don't think I've ever had one of
Don't
your
start with me, Danielle.
Oh!
You have eaten plenty of my wild game.
Yeah, but not a pot pie. you
I've
keep
never even
talking
heard of a
about.
goose pot pie, I don't think.
Oh my gosh, they're
You
so
can
good.
turn any
think
meat
I've-
into
any
a pot
meat.
pie.
It's
Into a
true.
pot
I just
pie.
don't think I've ever heard of it before.
Minus the fish.
Here's
Don't
the
do
thing.
Fish. Ew.
In order to, and we wax cooking on this show quite a bit, but in order to get, so when people talk about gamey taste of an animal, of a wild animal, what they're talking about is the flavor that is in the enzymes of the meat. So the enzymes are the base of a meat. So what breaks down a base? You learned this in science in high school. An acid, right? So you can break down that enzyme three different ways. With an acid, so lemon juice, lime juice, vinegar, apple cider. You're going to break down that enzyme in the meat. Second is heat over time. Crock pot cooking, instant pot cooking. And third is physical grinding. You can break down the enzymes by physically grinding them. That's why, like goose that's ground doesn't taste the same as goose that's a steak.
As a breast,
a
yeah.
breast, yeah. So when I do that, I'm going through all those. I use lemon juice or lime juice. I personally like key lime juice in my when I'm cooking the breast. Then they're going to go in the Instant Pot, and then the best thing that everybody throws away, that juice that is left in there called the stock. When you make something in a water mixture, that stock that's left in there, use that as the basis for your gravy, which is just a roux, which is oil and flour mixed together, and then you add the liquid to it. Once it bubbles, it thickens. I'm getting hungry.
I'm so hungry right now.
I'm so hungry.
Why don't we ever bring food?
Well, because I try to stop eating at 6 o'clock, and the show starts at 7. Yeah. I clearly try, because I'm clearly not successful, or I wouldn't still be fat.
Stop calling yourself fat.
Okay, what do you want me to full-figured, Rubenesque?
Perfectly
Big bone.
proportioned.
Big bone. I'm large bone.
There you go.
So I deliver pot pies to the farmer, and what that does, that accomplishes more than just appreciation. Like, you can drop off beer, and some farmers, they'd prefer you drop off a 6-pack of beer or a bottle of whiskey. And
Cash
that's great.
money.
If you want that, God love you, man. You are a farmer. You deserve to sit down with a cocktail at the end of the night.
Sure
and
do.
chill.
Thank you, farmers.
You know, but when you drop off something you've made, or even if you bring them hot sticks or, sausages or brats or whatever that you made out of your venison, you're giving them a few things. You're saying, I care enough about you to come back and bring you something, first of all. That's the first thing. Second thing is, you're saying, not only do I care enough about you to bring something, but I care enough about you to put my own personal hard work into it.
Yep.
And then the trifecta for me is, I will bring the pot pie with the geese in and say, this is from the geese we killed on your property.
Yep.
This is why you allowing me to come here is good for everybody. And I think that may be, I don't know, Greg, am I looking into it too deeply?
No, I don't think so at all. I mean, building a relationship with the farmer is huge. Like, getting that initial yes, obviously that's important and probably the most important part of it. Maybe not, but, going back.
I think getting that initial yes is the most important part.
I mean, obviously that's starting.
That's the start of a relationship.
Correct. Yeah, and then after that, year after year, you never know. They might have more property up the road that, hey, we trust you now. You're a good guy or girl. And hey, I got another parcel up the road that there's a ton of birds using that. Go get them.
Are you a turkey hunter?
I am a huge turkey hunter.
Yeah. So how many times it's happened to me where I'm hunting the birds, like they'll be like, oh, well, geese is fine, but no turkeys or deer. And then after a while, they're like, well, you know what? It's all right if you want to come out and hunt a turkey. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I've had a couple places where that's even turned into deer over time. And one of the things that I think a lot of people don't consider is life's about experiences. You hear me say that all the time, Danielle, right? Life's about experiences, not things. You tell me where you're going to get the experience of becoming friends with cooler people than when you start developing relationships with these landowners. And they could be the farmer. They could be the landowner who leases to a farmer. But once you start, having that relationship of caring about their land, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, I mean, I've had where I've gone out to fish fries with farmers who've owned property, and you become friends with them. That's invaluable.
Yes, 100%.
And guess what farmers know? Other farmers.
Yep.
And pretty soon they're saying, well, Bob down the street, he don't like them ducks and geese crapping all over the place. He might let you come out too. It's a very much of a spiderweb effect. In fact, one of the craziest stories I've ever, this is just nuts. So I see geese in a field over in Sullivan. I knock on the farmer's door. The farmer says, well, I don't really let anybody hunt. And I said, well, would you consider letting me hunt 1 or 2 times? Yeah, okay, I'll let you hunt 1 or 2 times. I go out there and hunt. I bring a pot pie back. We get to talking. He's like, you know what? You can hunt, but only 2 people. Okay. Well, then the next year it was 3 people. Now he lets me bring 4 people.
Oh.
And the 3rd year into it, his wife is doing genealogy. She shows me a picture. She says, does this look familiar to you? It's a picture with my dad in it.
What?
Turns out the farmer's husband's grandma was my grandfather's sister. So now I'm related to the people. My second cousin is the people whose property I was hunting on. So now I say I'm going to go hunt at my cousin's, the Payne's farm.
Wow.
And now we've become very good friends with them. Daryl and Tammy
That's
Payne.
wild.
They're wonderful. I'm related. I'm literally second cousins to the guy.
And you would have never known
Never
him or
known.
met him if
If
it
I-
wasn't for that.
Never known him in a million years if I didn't knock on his
That is
door.
really neat.
And
I like
his
that.
wife. That's a cool story, isn't it?
It is.
I text now. I'm like, hey cousin, any chance I can hunt
You
turkeys
can't
on
turn down
Friday?
family.
No, they're great. They've become very good friends of ours.
Oh, wow.
And we got one segment left with the world famous
Oh, come
Greg
on.
Brinkman, who's got a lot of insight. Danielle Fairman, Joel Clayfish will be right back on Raised in Wisco on 540 AM, WAUK 101 FM, The Shaw.
We can skin a buck.
Okay, 101
All alone, you're probably sitting home drinking something strong, wishing I was there with a good buzz. The two of us sitting
Man,
reminiscing.
Corey
about the
Michael is
way
a true
it was.
talent, isn't he?
I'm learning
He
to
really
like it.
is.
High.
He hangs out in Nashville, and he's playing a lot more gigs and everything. But he's got he's got a song that kind of went national on a commercial, Waist High Water. We listened to that a while back. And I'm gonna tell you what, he was in town for a wedding, for Dave Nelson's wedding. Played that, and he was just in town a little bit ago. And so he gets to Wisconsin from time to time. A nicer guy you would never meet. And this guy, he picks up the guitar and just has a silky country voice, and he's just phenomenal. And some of his songs, I mean, his songs, they're hits, and you're going to see more of Corey Michael. I guarantee you that. He's just absolutely dynamite.
With that
Fantastic
voice,
dude.
We'll
Yeah.
definitely listen.
It's awesome stuff. In fact, we'll keep playing his stuff, and we're going to play some of the middles of his songs, because it's kind of tough when you come to and from commercials. You kind of hear the beginning of songs a lot of times and don't get into the rockin' parts. So we'll play some different parts of his songs. But Corey is not only a good friend, but one hell of a musician, and it is awesome to see. We pitched it earlier, so we better get to it, Greg.
Oh, boy.
Greg,
getting to?
you are like the king. I'm 52, and I post a lot of dead stuff on Facebook, okay? I
Yep.
post a lot of pictures of my travels and nilgai and kudu and Egyptian geese and Canadas. I post a lot of pile pics. I don't post every pile pic, though.
Can't.
I got kids, so I'm posting kid pics, and my kid stuff gets way more likes than my dead animal stuff.
You have some beautiful
Well,
girls,
Well,
though.
that's why. I mean, they're much prettier than my ugly mug and a flop sock of geese in front of me. I mean, how important is it to you to shoot limits? You know, you always hear piles make smiles, piles make smiles. How important is it to you when you're going out there to get the limit?
Now, I would say, to be honest with you, I think getting out of high school and probably right in my early 20s, I remember saying, like, 2 more to our limit. We got to get our limit. And we were always so concerned about it. And now, now I'm 30. You know, I just turned 30.
Oh, geez.
Yep.
You're so old. I can't believe it.
I'm not trying to rub in your face. I'm just saying.
Oh, for
But-
God. I'd give my left arm to be 30 again.
But now
I
I
couldn't
would
have
say
a pump-action shotgun, though, if I didn't have my left arm. So,
that's true. But I would say now it's, you know, obviously if you're shooting your limit, you had a good hunt. There's good memories. You had a good time with your buddies or family or whatever. But it's not as important anymore. It really isn't. Some of the best hunts, you know, are just you and a buddy and just shooting some ducks or whatever it may be. And
or laughing your rear ends off and never
Right.
shooting the gun sometimes. I think too much emphasis, and I blame social media. I think too much emphasis is placed on pile picks and limits.
yep.
I agree.
I'm thrilled when I go out there and we get a limit. It's thrilling. But when that becomes the objective for the Insta, you know, do it for the Insta, do it for the TikTok, do it for the name your other social media platform, whatever it is. I think what has happened in modern waterfowl hunting is that sometimes we've lost sight of what it means to get out there and actually hunt. Hunting is not pile picks. Hunting is not even killing. Hunting is experiencing the great outdoors of Wisconsin and one of the beauties of waterfowl is doing it with friends and talking. You're sitting deer blind, you can't talk. And I promise you this, that son of a gun who gets out of their God blessed blind and is walking around drives me bonkers, but that's exactly when the geese come.
It works. It works.
Well, that's what we were talking about on a previous episode. It's at the different levels of a hunter. The first one is limits, limits, limits. The second one is getting people out there to do what you do, then food, and then bringing people, teaching your knowledge to others.
Yeah.
And whatever those stages are, but the first stage is, no, let's get those
to
limits.
kind of comment back on your pile picks, like I think almost at the end of every hunt, maybe not every hunt, but let's say 3/4 of the hunts, we will, me or whoever will the group we're hunting, we'll take a picture. We'll still take a picture.
You got to take a picture, even if there's nothing. You can take a picture.
And you might have your pile pick, but it's a memory at that point. You can hold on to that. So
the amount of pictures I take out there, it's
oh
ridiculous.
my gosh,
I
some of the
take way
greatest.
too many
One of the
pictures.
greatest picture I've ever seen and I've ever taken was you holding up the goose in the morning sun, coming up with the fog on that day. Remember that picture, Danielle?
Yep, definitely.
What was that, like almost 10 years ago now? 8 years ago?
8 years ago.
That's crazy.
That's definitely my favorite picture.
Yeah, that's a fantastic picture. And I think that is what it's about. And Greg, I know, you've got a real solid group of people that you're out there hunting with, and I know it's not for you about the pile picks, but I think one of the things now you're seasoned. You just said I'm 30. You're seasoned now. And do you guys think, and Danielle, how old are you?
35.
30. Holy crud. You guys are catching up to me.
No, we're not.
Well, that's a joke. You can't catch up to
35
somebody.
years young, man.
And
Still
I think part of,
hang on to that.
and I think you can call yourself seasoned at 30 and 35 and 52. I think part of our obligation is to show people to proliferate this, and even, maybe I sound old school, to proliferate the real joys of kind of the fundamentals of waterfowl hunting, which is seeing the sunrise, which is hearing the woods wake up, which is hearing that first flock of geese honking, and you don't see them yet.
Yep.
Okay. So I have this memory of being in North Dakota and hearing all the teal and everything fly above us right before shooting time, and they all land around us, start feeding. So when it's shooting time, do you shoot those ducks, or do you wait for the new ones to fly in?
Oh man.
I feel like this is a question I like asking, because my little heart, I'm like, oh, they're so cute.
Not gonna lie, I have also I would say a soft spot for that, and we'll usually try and wait, but
Yep.
there
Sometimes
might
you
be
can't.
some peer pressure in the group at times that say, no, we're not waiting.
Well, it's like I got to throw a rock or something in the water and make them fly.
I think that depends on your stage of hunting at that point
Yes.
in your life. What stage are you? If you're out there with a new kid who's never killed a duck and they're landing around you,
definitely.
as soon as it's shooting time, you
Shoot
can
'em.
let them try to turn to the side and wait till one of them flies and shoot it. But I think in general, I think that I think the general ethical rule is if they land, they're off limits.
Yeah.
Kind of. Even that solo goose that comes in and lands,
Yep.
you don't usually
wouldn't be
make
able to
him
shoot
the
it.
target.
It's kind of an unwritten rule, I guess.
Good.
Yeah,
That's-
I think so. Greg Brinkman, awesome to have you on the show. Great
Yes,
to
thank
get
you.
to know you a little bit. I hope that this continues, and I hope we hunt together.
Oh yeah.
this
Thanks
fall.
for having me.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. We're going to let you play to break. Been a great show on Raised in Wisco. This is Corey Michael. Blame it on the whiskey. Have a great week. We'll see you next week on Raised in Wisco.
See you later.
You said you were never gonna